Alright, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the world, man. Gotta love this, man. If you're a hip-hop historian or you just love hip-hop and you kind of interested in, where this shit started at, or, the era that you love from your childhood, things that take you back to a certain moment. You're in the right place, man. You're in the right place. Stay right there. Shout out to all our fans in Houston. Shout out to all our fans in LA. Shout out to all our fans in the UK. Shout out to all the fans everywhere. Even the South African fans. Thank you for tuning in. Loyalty.
Special shout out to Philly.
Special shout out to Philly. Gotta love Philly. Yeah, hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother hater. MECC, what up?
Okay.
That ring. Just reopened the cut on my knuckles. Wow. Sorry, love it. It's okay. It needs to get stronger. It's cool. Sean Bigger, man of God.
Peace.
What's going on, Biggie?
Maintain good there.
The editors informed me that you said 12 words in the last 5 episodes.
I'll say some more. I'll say
20.
That's like a record.
That's like a record. Jazz. We got family in the building. Bon Jeff, Legendary Twin, DJ Trace.
Let's go, Grasshopper.
Let's
go. I'm ready, man.
Swag gotta come back. Swag gotta come back.
Grasshopper in the building. It's your new name.
Oh, that was a good one. All right,
You know I changed the other one.
I'm gonna let you rock out.
You know I changed the other one. The other one.
What?
You was like, don't call me that.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right.
Don't do that.
Grasshopper in the building.
That's the grass is fine. Grass is fine. I ain't gonna shoot back. It's hard to get violent with a man in that type of sweater. Yeah, what's poppin'?
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yo, grateful to be here. Grateful to be free. Be amongst legends. We have a great episode. I just want to say, Math, man, I'm still getting used to people recognizing me in the street. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah. And shout out to all of y'all out there that subscribe, that like the show, that fuck with the show. We appreciate y'all. Continue to let people know what it is. Continue to sit down and watch it with your loved ones. We love y'all.
Well, we love y'all. We love y'all. Matter of fact, if you're sitting there with your girlfriend, it's you, me, him, and her. The show is all you need. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave. You know what I mean? I don't know how Shorty's dressed right now. She might be looking like a devil in a new dress. You know what I mean? Yeah, we here getting our money up. You know what I did to start this show? I had to call 1-900-HUSTLER. You're not following what I'm doing right now. We got a legendary producer in the building. We've already seen his face because when I talk to the other side of the room, it's a dead giveaway. You know what I mean? We need to start making motherfuckers walk through the door like, yo, what we got? You know, give it up. Fine. Yeah. Yo, we got the humble monster Bink in the building. How you doing, sir?
I can't complain. What's up with you?
I'm chilling, man.
Long time coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Long time. So we here, and damn. Looking at your catalog, I was like, oh shit. I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Story of my life.
Why did they call you the humble monster?
Because I could talk more shit if I wanted to, but I don't.
But you don't.
Nah. If you
You're
know,
passing
you know.
great group, son. Passing great group. Need all that shit.
He just filled up.
Need all.
I just reeled up.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. But no, if you know, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't, it's all love.
All right. Bet.
Nah, it ain't.
Right? No, it's not. Yeah.
Sick of it. I'm so tired of this toxic humbleness. It's not good. It's not good to be the dumb person in the room who doesn't know who he's sitting next to. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
They should know who you are and what you're responsible for.
And I ain't gonna front. I be feeling like that. No, you don't know who I am. This shit is annoying. So,
Listen, you know, the smartphone made them dumb.
One more time?
The smartphone made them dumb. We had to go to the library
Right. That's a fact.
and actually research shit. Like you can find shit out in seconds now. And motherfuckers still choose not to find out shit in seconds.
That's good.
There's a passage in the Bible that said the world would grow wiser and weaker. And that's now.
Absolutely not.
We have all the technology in the world and we can't remember a phone number. Standing right next to you, you sitting there with your name across your shirt, somebody doesn't look you up and realize exactly what kind of gems they could get from you, that's a bad look. It's not a good thing.
That's the world we in right now, Sharon.
So why'd you choose not to talk shit?
I mean, don't get it twisted. I will grab my balls in a nigga in a minute and remind him because I'm like, no, I don't play the pause game.
You come to the wrong
We
shop.
do. You're in the wrong place.
I just never play that game.
Right.
But,
These niggas here. Sheesh.
Sheesh. Going down, bro. It's going down.
Oh shit.
yeah, but I just never been a braggadocious guy, in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it just followed me through my career. And it's a blessing and a curse, for sure.
I would think so.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You've been in the industry long enough to know how much this game is about advertisement and marketing.
Yeah, but it's different when somebody else is bigging you up rather than yourself.
True.
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 So that's why people get publicists and shit like that. They do all that shit. I never really had a publicist.
That was so we right back at square one.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why a lot of people don't attach me to the music that I've done. Because I didn't really have a tag on my shit.
Oh, you wasn't in the video.
Never in the video.
Why?
Same
I
reason.
just always played the bag. You know what I'm saying? Always played the bag. And I have plenty of singles. But I just always played the bag.
Did you not want the spotlight? Rockwilder sat in that chair and said the same thing. He the fame really started messing with him. He tried to avoid it with everything in him. Was that intentional? Did you not want it?
Again, it's like it was unintentional. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But at the same time, it's like your work precedes you. Like people, you can't hide the money.
Right.
So motherfuckers start associating with certain people. They start doing their own math anyway.
Right.
But at the same time, I've never really been the guy who had to be our friend. Say, hey, yo, I'm the motherfucker that did woo woo. I've never been that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can always go to the mall and not be bothered and all that type of shit. Because only people who really got their ear to the street would know who I was. Other than that, I'm just a fly on the wall in this bitch. Like,
And even if they know who you were, they might not know what you look like because you're not doing that in the video.
Right.
oh, that part. That's why I was a guy actually in Virginia, like impersonating me. Like he was like had a manager the whole shit because he couldn't put a face to the name.
Wow.
It's easy to say,
I'm Bink.
yeah, because nobody knew who Bink was.
Yo, next time I need to get into like the Grammys or something. And I ran out of pluses. No, that's Bink the producer with me. You don't know him. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's start from the beginning because you're responsible for a lot of records that helped shape my upbringing.
Okay.
First placement.
Blackstreet Don't Leave.
I got a lot of them.
Look how quick everybody got in their feelings. Word, so fast.
Don't leave you real
All these
quick.
thugs got emotional super quick.
But you gotta understand the process to that though, because Teddy came down for Greek weekend in Virginia. Like people don't know the history of Virginia. They had this big college weekend in oceanfront, like every like August, September. Huge. Like,
Right.
all the biggest dope dealers, you name it, was in Virginia that weekend. He came down and was like, "How much is that house?" On the beach. What? I'd be right back. He came and set up his whole shit in Virginia Beach.
You sound dope.
No. This
Fuck with
is
you.
the whole New Jack Swing era. New Jack Swing era.
Right.
This
He's
guy.
producing for
You know what I'm
everybody.
saying? So it's like, you know, in New York, everything is inflated. Like,
Yeah.
so you can get a house on the water in Virginia for $260,000, $300,000. Like, yo, that's
Right now.
$1 million in the crib. Not right now. But back then, it was like, yo, I can live like this out here. Wow, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting bread. So like, he came down and set up his whole shop with a studio in Virginia Beach. So once he got set up down there, he started bringing everybody to Virginia. I'm talking about Hanson Brothers, Bobby Brown, fucking Michael Jackson, the whole shit.
Right.
And then, I remember, never forget, because he used to have these purple, all his cars were purple APV, purple future jackets and shit like that. And I was just like, yo, I gotta get in that fucking studio.
Was you on the block or something?
At that time, you know what I'm saying? But I was DJing too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like doing everything DJing at that time. And we talking like between 91 and like 95.
Right.
But Teddy was like killing the game. He's coming through the city, shutting down with the Jews, the cars, the coach. And I'm just like, yo. Because I never was fucking with music in school. I never was in my mind saying, yo, one day I'm going to be a producer. That was never my dream.
Right.
I wanted to work at the railroad, be at the shipyard, merchant seaman, just regular country nigga shit.
Right. So how did you
I grew up playing drums in church from 8. You know what I'm saying?
From 8?
From 8 years old to about 14, 15. Then I got too cool for church.
Right.
And started getting
Too cool for
girls.
God.
Too cool for God. And started
Nigga usually jump to your... It's okay, Bigga. Let him just finish the song.
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, I was like, you know, I didn't want to go to choir rehearsal no more. Started playing sports and shit like that.
Right.
But I was DJing at the time, so just trying to get in that door with Teddy was like, I don't know, my music wasn't ready. And I was trying my damnedest to get in this, you know, trying to play shit to impress him. It just wasn't working.
So you had a beat machine by that time?
I had an ASR 10. All of us in Virginia who started had an ASR 10. Knots, Pharrell, Chad, Timberlake.
Yeah.
We all had it.
In that key, listen.
Yeah, because the thing is, we got an MP,
right?
You still didn't have a keyboard.
Boy, right, MIDI controller. Right.
So if you got an ASR, you had the sampler and the keyboard.
Right.
So everybody was like, yo, we'll get the ASR 10. So all of us started on the ASR 10.
Right.
So finally, it was a barbershop called Triple Play in Virginia. And I was upstairs with my man Chance. And we was working in the studio and shit upstairs. It was a studio, barbershop, car wash. That's why it was called Triple Play. So Teddy was getting his hair cut.
Studio, barbershop, car wash.
Yeah, car wash is in the back.
Right.
Barbershop was on the second level. Studio's upstairs.
Right.
So while he getting his hair cut, he and me upstairs. So he come upstairs, he's like, yo, what's up? What else you got? And I'm like, oh shit, man, this is my moment. You know, the ASR had floppy disk then. So I'm like, and it takes a while for that beat to load up.
Yeah. You gotta make small conversation.
Oh man, the small conversation is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, keep them, engaged while I'm loading these discs up. And finally I played boom, boom. And he's like, yo, hold on, yo, go get such and such. He started bringing people in the room like, yo, go what you doing tomorrow? I'm like, what you want me to be doing tomorrow? Right. He's like, you'll come to the studio. It was like,
how many did you play?
I probably played about 10 beats.
Which one was
that? Was number 11?
It was probably about number 10.
Number 10?
Yeah, it was probably number 10.
He heard what he wanted and that was it?
He was like, yo, come to the studio tomorrow.
Right.
So I came to Future Records. And the way we working now with Logic, how Logic got all this stuff in the computer, Teddy was way ahead of his time. So he had all the hardware synced to the computer. So he had all this shit in the rack mounts. But the computer was reading everything that the racks were doing.
Hold on, this was
92, not 93, 93, yes. And he was working on Digital Performer at the time. That's what the DAW he was on. But his computer was reading all the hardware. So if he did a beat, the computer would remember everything that he picked in the hardware.
Right.
And it would bring it back up later. So we went to his studio and I brought my ASR 10 in there and we transferred the sample to his shit. And he just really reminded me how much more I had to learn. Just watching him put that shit together.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he just really went into surgery on my ass and was just like adding all these extra strings and keyboards and they reinforcing the drums. I'm just like, oh, this motherfucker's killing me. So I'm just basically happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So then maybe a couple of weeks later, we ended up going to Trinidad to finish the album. And he had invited a few other producers out there. So me and my man Sprague, a few other people, it was called, God goddamn, I can't think of the name of this fucking city. Was in Trinidad, and I was trying to get other joints for the album, but none of the other joints made it. But we came back to Virginia.
Wait, this is for Black Street album?
Yes.
Okay.
So we came out to Virginia, and I didn't see them for like a year, because at the same time, I moved to New York with Mr. Cheeks, Law Schools. Right.
Okay.
No,
Moving too fast.
No.
Right.
This is at the same time.
Right.
So when I came here to live with Cheeks in Queens, I went to Rocafella Center and got my passport so I could go to Trinidad.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, so when you came to get your passport,
I was already living with Mr. Cheeks here.
so how did you and Cheeks connect?
Cheeks used to be in Virginia.
Oh, there it is.
You see what I'm saying?
He had a baby monkey out there.
Huh?
Yeah, baby moms out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You thought he did.
Ooh, that's
Another story. That part.
Right.
But it was a big time dope. It was Buck and L with somebody out of here. And Buck and L used to get money in Virginia.
Right.
So keep in mind, Jack the Rapper, 93, Buck and L and Puff had joined forces. And they had all the t-shirts said Bad Boy Butt Naked on it. This is the same. No,
Told you.
no, that was the name of it. That was the name of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, we let him slide. He dropped like 3 of them already. But we let him slide.
You know what time it is. But at the same time, this is the same time Puff had his big meeting with Arrested. That's when he got his deal with Arrested. But Buck and L ended up getting locked up with the feds. But Cheeks was their artist. So I got linked up with him. My man Lil D from Detroit was holding me down, and he introduced me to Cheeks, and we started hanging out. So later on, Cheeks got on. I was in Virginia. Cheeks ended up on New York Undercover show. One of this Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous was on the show. But that's how I ended up in Trinidad where I was living with Cheeks. But I don't want to get past the story. But Teddy, we in Trinidad, I'm out there still trying to get other joints from the album. I didn't get the other joints from the album. So I come back to Virginia maybe a year later, and I see Madeline. She used to work for Teddy at IHOP one night at the club. And she's like, "Yo, you heard your record?" Oh my! I'm like, "What record?" She's like, "Well, your record is so insane." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So she took me outside of her car, and she played me "Don't Leave." I got chill bumps. Like literally, I got chill bumps on my arm. My father did the same shit. When he hears something he really loves, his hair stands up on his arm. Yeah. I'm like, wow. That's the first time I ever heard a song on my music.
First time
I ever heard somebody actually do a song to my music to that caliber. You know what I'm saying?
So
Madeline Nelson.
Might have been. Which Freckles last one?
Madeline Nelson.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Madeline.
Yeah, shout out to Madeline.
Shout out wherever you are.
Yeah, she sat me in the car and played me the record. And I was so blown away. And it came out in '96 though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about it. So 3 years later, it came out. So in that 3-year window, I'm in New York living with Cheeks.
Right.
They're recording Legal Drug Money album. I didn't get no beats on that album. I was tight. I was disgusted.
You're living with him.
I slept on Mr. Cheeks' floor for 2 years.
And I'm surprised because you did beats on their first album.
No, I did beats on Love, Peace, and Happiness.
That was right. Yeah, the second one. Right.
On the next one,
Right.
I was cold as ice on the first one. I didn't get shit up there.
Nothing.
And I was disgusted. But then I ended up doing Beats from the East, which introduced cannabis.
Right. Yep.
And that's what got me rolling for me.
Right.
I ended up doing like 5 joints on that album at that time.
Shout out to Cannabis. I heard he's still
Shout out to
alive.
Cannabis.
That's the BC album, right? BC?
No, I Love, Peace, and Happiness.
No,
that was
The second album.
sample Hey Young World, the first single, whatever.
That was yours?
No, I did Beats from the East.
Beats
That
from
was
the
the first 50-bar rap
Right.
thing ever at that time. So that's how I ended up really getting my bones in the music game, like doing the Beats from the East. And that's what my conversation with people was telling them, like I just did Teddy Riley.
Right.
But then the Beats from the East shit came out. And it was like, oh shit, who's this nigga Cannabis with all these big ass words and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cannabis was a real nerd.
Sounds
Rap.
different.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how my shit really started off.
Mm.
with Cheeks in Queens, and then that was right when Cheeks started getting money. So I only lived in Queens for like maybe a month, and then he moved to Galaxy Towers in Guttenberg, which is some real rich nigga shit. So,
question: why didn't you know that record was gonna happen?
Blackstreet?
Yeah.
When you just starting out, you're not really privy to that type of information for you're not at the table at that time. So I wasn't in Virginia no more. I was in New York.
Right.
Had I probably been in Virginia, maybe I might have known that situation was going on, but I didn't find out. I just happened to see her. Like I said, I thought I was DJing one night at IHOP, and she played me the record.
Did you have it registered?
No, that was shit. I did that shit with Teddy.
And it was a time lapse too. Because you said
Super
it was a
time lapse.
9-3,
Yes.
it came out 9-6.
Came out 96.
You're not really thinking about it after.
And it was a hit.
It was a smash.
Shout out to Joanne. I
classic.
broke up with Joanne at the time.
No,
That was the record. Yeah. That was the record. I was going through it. To that joint.
Yeah. We all been there.
Wow, that's crazy.
So was it ever, so now, I looked it up and I see you have credit on that record,
On what?
on Don't Leave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But this was after the fact? Like after it came out and everything, like what step did you take to like, did you give Teddy a call and be like, yo,
No,
I
like
helped out
Teddy,
with
like
this.
listen, no, Teddy kept it wow. Like he kept it 100. Actually, I had an ASR 10 that belonged to somebody else, and he actually bought me one for doing Don't Leave.
Right.
And I ended up having my own shit.
Mm.
But he didn't. I got co-production on the record, actually.
Yeah. This is Teddy.
Yeah,
Bink.
co-production.
that's dope.
But you also talked about all the stuff he did to it.
Like he made the record. I gave him the idea. You
Cotton.
Right.
know what I'm saying? I bought him the sample and the drums, and he
And
did it.
everything.
Oh
else.
my God, he made a movie.
Mm.
I can't deny that.
Yeah, but you got a bunch of those kind of records. I'm shocked that you didn't do more with Cannabis after seeing what he did to Beast from the East.
And the funny shit is, I was supposed to do half of Cannabis's album.
But
I'll never forget it. I came up to Universal and I said, yo, what Cannabis at? They said, he on the road with the Fugees. I said, oh, he never coming back. They was like, what you mean? I was like, nigga, this nigga going from the Ramada Inn to Four Seasons.
Yeah.
He's never coming back to it. You
so-
serious? He done. He out of here.
Yo, shout out to Clef. Shout
Next
out
time I
to
seen him, he was painted silver on the Grammys.
Oh,
You remember? I don't know.
Cannabis, we need to talk, man.
Yeah, and
We need to talk.
Wyclef ended up doing the whole shit, and that just wasn't what he needed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was supposed to do half his album.
Mm-hmm.
you didn't want to spin back, get after him? I mean, he wasn't as hot as he was, but he was still Cannabis.
Listen, man, everybody can't handle stardom, bro. Everybody can't handle stardom. It changes people.
Yeah.
Mm.
It changes people.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with
Absolutely.
that.
Second round knockout took him out of here.
Right.
I don't even think he knew me no more.
Mm-hmm.
Type
That
shit.
record was a debate in the hood.
Yeah.
But that was one of the biggest letdowns damn near in rap history, was that album that people was anticipating at Universal for Cannabis. One of the biggest.
Some people believe that he was sabotaged.
He did that to a
Some people being Cannabis. But it is what it is.
He did that to
It is
himself.
what it is.
You think that was self-inflicted? You call that
Absolutely. He shot himself in the foot like, what's it, Cheddar Bob. That was Cheddar Bob shit.
Cheddar Bob?
Yeah.
Plaxico Burrs?
Plaxico Bird, Cheddar Bob. Shout out to Plaxico from the crib, man. That's my dude.
No disrespect.
No, that's what you gotta shout him out. You just brought his name out. He from the crib, from VA.
Fair enough.
I shouldn't talk to you. Get him on the show. So this Mexico thing you just did, it's probably not gonna.
We would have talked about him shooting himself if he came here.
Yeah,
I would have mentioned
He
that
played for the
again.
Giants. He's a hero from the
I
Giants.
still want to talk to him.
Absolutely.
I'm mad at
Necessary.
if
So
I can let it go.
I said yes.
all right, so now you find out the record is doing well, Black Street record. You're working with Mr. Cheeks, right? Love, Peace, and Happiness. What happens during that time?
Yeah.
Man, my ribs was tough at that time. I was like struggleville. Like,
Was you still in Cheeks crib?
absolutely still on the floor.
After the record came out, after the album came out.
So was you like producer / security or something? Like, what was going on?
I was like on some real shit. Cheeks just held a nigga down. I'm from Virginia.
Right.
I came to New York, a duffel bag, $400, and like 4 pair of pants and a few shirts.
Took a risk.
It's a huge risk. You know what I'm saying? And only nigga in the crew with no dreads. I got a bald head. Everybody, Queens niggas, gold teeth and dreads. Like the whole. So Cheeks held me down. Like, I love him to this day for that. You know what I'm saying? Like without him, like my story would probably be different. A lot different.
Did the day come when he was like, all right, nigga, you gotta pay half the rent or something?
No, because as soon as I got records on Love, Peace, and Happiness, I moved out. I got my first 24 racks. And I moved down the street from him.
Right.
I ain't no mooch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay my own way.
Right.
If I got the bread.
Yeah.
So once I got the bread, I moved down the street. Shit, we kept it kicking and kept it pushing with each other. I'll never, anytime Cheeks need me, I'll never tell him no, ever.
You got big records with him. You got some of his big Lights, Camera, Action is a...
Yeah.
When I did Lights, Camera, Action, the album was done. Gene Riggins. Shout out to Gene Riggins. Gene Riggins used to be head of Black Music at Universal Records. I met her at Sylvia Rome's daughter's birthday party. Shout out to Quinn. And we were talking at her party, and she was like, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna mentor you a few days a week. And I remember I was talking to her, I had my arms folded like this. And she was like, baby, unfold your arms. She said, that type of process means you're not trying to receive anything. I'll never forget that shit. So she was like, yo, I'm gonna mentor you a few days a week. She's like, call my assistant Monday and we're gonna set it up. And I called Monday and she started taking me to budget meetings at Universal, the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? So one day she said, I want to play you Cheeks' album. And I come in the office and she played me the whole album. And she said, what you think? I said, what color the casket? She like, what you mean? I was like, yo, Cheeks is known for making people move. Like, there's too many slow records up here. He need a party record.
Wow.
She's like, well, the budget is already exhausted. I said, fuck the budget. I'm here because of him. We'll figure that shit out later.
Right.
Just send me where he at. I got a record. Because Lights, Camera, Action was my group's single on Electric Records. I had a group signed for Philly called Non-Brigade.
Non-Brigade.
Non-Brigade, I had signed me for Philly.
Right.
And Lights, Camera, Action, and All I Need was 2 weeks to have our first 2 singles. All I Need from Blueprint. So I'm like, yo, I'm not really tripping on my money with Cheeks. Cheeks, that's my brother. And I'll never forget what he did. This is my turn to reciprocate the love he showed me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like, send me out there. So she flew me out to Florida, Miami, the Chief was living at. And I pulled the record up, and he won't film it at first. By the time I put the whole record together, he was like, I seen him, I got him. I came back to Universal, it was like a movie. And I came to her office, I'm like, yo, here's the record. And I played the record. She's like, oh my God. She's like, yo, go get the whole marketing department, bring them in here, like bring everybody in here. You just saved Cheeks' career. I'm like, whoa. She's like, yo, this is the record.
Yeah. Wow.
But the problem was the record got licensed too many times. They licensed the record for FUBU, Barbershop, and the Now compilation.
Oh, yeah.
That killed the album.
So before it dropped?
No, when it dropped. But you can't spread your main record around like that and think somebody's gonna buy your album. Somebody's gonna buy the Now compilation before they buy your album. Now compilation got all the biggest records of the year on that shit.
It's cheaper.
Not even, it don't matter if it's cheaper. They can either get your album or get this album that got 5 other records they love on it.
Right.
That's a no-brainer.
From 5 other artists.
5 other artists. So that killed the sale of the album. So ironically, as big as that record is, it never did numbers because it was for him because they just spread him too thin,
Oversaturated.
It was oversaturated, absolutely,
Right.
perfect word to say. So
I noticed that Lights Camera Action joint was, for me, I think it was the first time I heard your name on a record. Because prior to that, I never heard nobody say your name besides being a secret.
nah,
Right.
it never did say my name.
No, on whatchamacallit, the remix. It said Bink Dog.
Man, shout out to Missy, my baby.
Yeah.
That's my girl, man, from the crib. She did her verse first before everybody.
Right.
And that when you hear that remix, oh,
Right.
that's Tweet.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Tweet singing that. Shout out to Tweet. And I called her and like, listen, Miss, I got this remix I want to put you on. She was like, yo, send me the files. She knocked that shit right out. And then Puff volunteered to be on the record. He wanted to be on the record. And I put PD Pablo on the record as well. A lot of people didn't hear that version.
Yeah.
But PD Pablo was on the record too. And they just gave the record a second life. But for some reason, Universal didn't want to shoot a video for it.
I'll never understand that.
Was the budget pretty much broken at that point?
Nah, bro, listen, if you got an artist you're trying to break, like you're trying to reinvent, this is the first time Cheeks ever had that kind of look. You got Missy Elliott and Puff Daddy on a fucking Cheeks record.
Yeah.
You pull that money from the sky. I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. Because the remix, it gave the record another life.
I don't know if Puff was charging when he was charging Mike Geronimo. I don't think it was going down. I don't think it was going down.
The funny shit was they told me Puff said he want to do it for free. I'm like, shit, a freebie's freebie. So I said, let Puff do his thing. Puff goddamn led me to the cross later, sent me an invoice for 35 grand.
Wow.
Hit me with the ooh-wee.
What's up?
And I used to hate the woo-hoo. I hated that. Actually, people actually love the shit.
Yeah.
I can't even front. I had to give it up. But that was,
Wow. Wait, but how did he do that? Like, okay, the record how did you run into Puff?
It wasn't that ran the Puff. It was at Charles Soup at the time. Charles Soup was fucking with Puff real heavy at that time, and he's the one that told me, which was Cheeks' manager, Charles Soup Cheeks' manager. He the one who told me that Puff wanted to do it for free. And then Puff sent me an invoice, like 3 different studios that he had recorded, and at the same time he was doing I Need a Girl.
Ain't that a bitch?
So he sent me all his tabs for when he was doing I Need a Girl. All he did.
He was doing the ball for Lights Camera Action.
But that's old school executive shit.
Yeah.
They pass the buck to the artist.
That's foul. That's why the music business has such a bad reputation now.
Hey man,
Little stuff like that.
that's why you can't get $1 out of the label now, because people ran it up.
Yeah,
They ran it up. So now they real micromanaging bean counting, as Quincy Jones said.
as they have to, because you'll break the bank otherwise.
That part.
Speaking about the crib, I can, consider VA my crib too. I'm like, everybody know that on camera know how deep my ties is in VA. So speaking about the crib, this is something that will be slightly controversial, but it's real. What's the shadow over the crib? Because I was in the crib for 10 years hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the whole Hampton Roads,
Okay.
just being honest, and we'll talk later, and I'll remind you how you know me, but the whole Hampton Roads, and the whole Hampton Roads is so talented. There's so much talent in the Hampton Roads that it's unbelievable, and they never make it through. I've watched those guys, spend so much time in the studio, making so much music that we here don't know anything about, and then they never come out, die on the street. What's the shadow?
At the end of the day, people gotta realize Virginia is the first slave state. So it's a dark cloud that flies over us. It's a real bad energy. Same thing Philly suffers from too. There's a lot of hate amongst each other. Like people don't want to share the light. So it's funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but that's the real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really thought about how much talent came out of Virginia, not just in music, sports, but you've never seen all of us on camera at the same time. The power in that alone is unreal. Like, if you get, Sweet Pea Whitaker was my inspiration.
My people.
Purnell.
Yeah.
Purnell Whitaker was,
His
when I
brother.
seen
Yeah.
Purnell from Youngs Park, I'm from Shoot Park, which is 5 minutes up the
I
street.
used to be in Young Spark all the time.
That part. So it's like, to see him do what he did, it let me know I can do the same shit.
One of the best defensive fighters of all time.
Shell defense all day.
Couldn't be touched.
Magic
Right.
City.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just never have showed the real power of Virginia in one picture. We've never come together in that way, because it's a different type of inspiration to see that. If you saw all these people that was from your town, and the crazy shit is, it didn't start with us. Like, before us, like, Marvin Gaye's MD is from Portsmouth. Ella Fitzgerald's from Virginia.
That
You know what I'm saying? So if there's no coincidence why we're doing what we're doing.
had y'all have gotten where Big is at, with like if y'all would have united, y'all would be, my personal opinion, y'all would be what Atlanta is today if y'all had stood next to it and gotten that.
Why didn't it happen?
Serious.
Like I say, bro, it's a dark cloud that flies over us. Like I say, Philly has the same issue. It's a lot of just hatred amongst each other. People don't want to share the light.
On the street, they told me back then, and it's, I don't know, but this is what I was out there. I know what the street said. They blamed Missy Elliott and Timberland. They said that they used to always tell me they didn't open the doors for them. No one knew they was from Virginia, and they didn't open up the light when they got the light that needed to be open for the artists that was, in the inner cities to come through.
That's tough.
They also blamed Calypso a little bit too. A lot of guys didn't like the
Clips.
I mean, at the end of the day, what you first got to realize is that nobody owes you shit. Even though you're from the same town, nobody owes you. It would be great had they done that. Nobody owes you nothing, right? So in that same respect, it's like maybe all of us could have done more as far as reaching back and trying to put the talent on. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't done. But at the same time, we've always been producer strong, guys, but not that strong on the artist side of things. Most artists in Virginia would sound like other people, and from what I do, we have a real problem with identifying with what makes you special from Virginia. You don't have to sound like Wu-Tang. You don't have to sound like Mobb Deep.
But skills sounds like skills.
That's different. Skills from Richmond.
Yeah, totally different.
But Skills was first.
Yeah.
Before Skills was a group called Yag Fu Front.
Yagu Fran, I remember them.
Yeah, they was from, I think they was from.
Say that again?
Yag Fu
Yagu
Front. Yag Fu. It was Yag Fu Front. It was the name of their group.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of another group.
No, say-
Yagu. YAGU Front.
You might
I'm
just
taking the tomato sauce.
But yeah, man, it's just unfortunate, bro. It would have been a bigger movie had we come together in that. It's like the Atlanta recipe.
Timberland.
Yeah.
You.
Mhm.
Pharrell, Chad.
Knots.
Knots, who is a beast. A beast.
Machine.
They talk about him in those producer group chats that I get wind of. They talk about it when he's coming down from the mountain with some shit. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, Knots gave me some shit too.
Yo, shout out to him and Bad Seed. They got that album out right now.
Me and Knots grew up 5 minutes apart. Knots is from Northville, from Shoot Park.
What?
Are you guys just competitive?
I mean, everybody's competitive to a certain degree.
Right, but are you like shutting each other? Like, what are you doing? You see each other out and you're like, huh, this motherfucker. Like, what's going on?
It's a lot of that.
Not with me and Doc per se, but I just think as a whole, I just think that whole mentality of the slave shit, and it's like Virginia is, the history of Virginia is thick. It's a real curse, to be honest with you.
Wow.
And like I say, Philly, I'll never forget when I had a meet with Undias one time. Just right around town with Eve and Beans and major figures that just got on. And I said to him, I said, yo, I said, Philly making a run. He said, let's just see if they don't kill each other first. And I was like, what you mean by that? He's like, yo, it's just how Philly niggas are. And when you think about it, it was a whole bunch of beefing with Philly artists.
Yeah.
Amongst Philly artists.
Amongst the same thing in Virginia. For whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it, but I just think it's just a stigma.
So who was beefing that you knew about?
In Virginia?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that was beefing. Niggas just wouldn't come together. Like Pharrell never did a record with Chris Brown.
To this day?
To this day. To this day.
What about Trey Songz?
No. I
Wow.
don't think so.
Trey Songz from out there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's
No, the talent pool out there is ridiculous. Every time you turn around,
What's going on
they
in
got people
Virginia?
at the top of the charts coming out of Virginia every single time. And I've never understood why they didn't do what Atlanta did and be just the same way and be seen just as the same way as Atlanta. Top chart topping mother Missy, Timberland, Chris Brown, Pharrell, like all these big major fucking names that just never ran out of talent. Never. Did you try with artists? Did you run into entitlement and was like, I can't even fuck with you? Did that happen a lot? I can see it if that was the case.
I'm big on originality, innovative shit.
Right.
So if you sound like somebody else, I'm turned off out the gate.
So who sounded like who to you?
There was a few people in Virginia that just sounded like what was popular. You know what I'm saying? People that trying to come up, they bring you a demo of something like Mobb Deep, sound like Wu-Tang, sound like, I just wasn't a fan of that.
Is it the lack of identity in Virginia?
Yeah, it's like, you know what's crazy? A lot of people wasn't proud to be from Virginia in the beginning.
Why is that?
They just couldn't, I guess they couldn't identify with that. You know what I'm saying? It was cool to say you was from New York.
But it's hard to pick up on culture in Virginia. You know what I mean? Like it's such a melting pot. There's so many different.
Virginia's like LA. A lot of people there, a lot of people not from there.
But the difference with LA, I think LA has like segregated areas where you know, okay, the blacks over here. The next
When you go to LA, a lot of people in LA with a dream. See, in Virginia, we're very military driven.
Right.
So we have a lot of motherfuckers who just were there because their parents were in the Navy, the Marines, the Army, shit like that. They weren't really from there. You know what I'm saying? So LA is like everybody went there with aspiring to be an actress, songwriter, dancer, fucking whatever the fuck. You know, all these
something entertainment.
Right. So it's like kind of like the same situation, but it's because of all these people. With the past history, it's starting to get a lot better. Like Masego is a new. Can I get to the yams? Like, like he's making his way now. You know what I'm saying? A few other people trying to make waves now. So it's just. I just think it's a picture that New York people did back in the '90s, where they had a brownstone in Harlem. I think
Great Day in Harlem.
Yeah.
It's like 100, like maybe 100 people on these steps.
Oh, the double XL version. The hip hop.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. For sure.
I love that picture. We need that.
Can you look into the camera and just say that?
We need that same picture in Virginia. We all need to be like Something in the Water will be the perfect time to do it because it brings so many people to the town. A lot of us go to Something in the Water. I think Something in the Water will be the perfect time to get everybody in one picture to show the kids from Virginia the power and the talent that's come out of our town. I think it will be huge to see that. We've never seen that. Come on, Virginia.
Hampton Roads. Bigga loves you. Bigga loves you, Hampton Roads.
That part.
Can you make it happen?
I mean, there's a lot of moving parts.
I think you could.
it being difficult doesn't negate the necessity
Don't
for
mean
it happening.
it's impossible, but it's a lot of moving parts.
Mhm.
Trying to get everybody in one place.
That wasn't a no though.
No, it definitely wasn't enough.
It's a very dangerous place. Let's not keep that out, because I don't think we understand in the city how dangerous spots like that is, because we here in New York,
Right.
we move by different code, and we don't understand, like, when you go out there, like, these guys go to the gas station, they go to the store to buy a candy bar with a machine, like, it's,
That part.
the culture is so different, so that alone keeps people apart. People from the area they connect with those people, and it'd be like one of the main things that bugged me. I like say for in Norfolk, people that's from Brambleton, won't mess with people that's from Parkside, and it's like same thing, but they don't even travel outside of those areas.
It's crazy. That's one thing I always envied about New York niggas, because you can be in New York niggas could not like each other, but if a fight break out in the club, New York can fight with New York. Same thing in the prison system.
But that's out of town though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, we out of town, we know it's Virginia niggas in here and it's going down.
I met a lot of New York rappers out of town because you know what I'm saying. We out of town. Oh, you from Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but in the town, it's like yo. Yeah. Yes, that's that. You know what I mean? Right. But is Virginia considered South?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Think about it. We the first slave state ever in the history.
Yeah.
We the first one said, nigga, pick that tree up. Take it over there before I beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
At all.
That's crazy.
Like, they found churches that had like underground shit for slaves to escape through and shit
Right.
in Virginia.
They still got the houses with the cotton outside.
That part.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Virginia
real.
come up.
So is it safe to say that when the South took over, it was spearheaded by Virginia?
No,
It's not.
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Atlanta took the torch. Lil Jon came in early 2000 and was smashing niggas.
Timberland, Missy.
They was doing their
Pharrell,
thing. Yeah,
the
Timberland,
Clips.
But they weren't putting Virginia
Pharrell-
on the map the same way
Yeah,
that Little
Yeah,
John was putting
Atlanta had a
Atlanta
run.
on
Like
the map.
Outkast, when Outkast came and fucking Lil Jon came with the East Side Boys and
P.D.
Yeah,
Pablo
yeah.
too. P.D. Pablo had a rocket for a minute.
that's
Yeah.
Carolina.
Carolina.
That's
That's the
Carolina.
South though.
That's Carolina.
Yeah, that's
but it's still not Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, y'all didn't get under that banner. When Andre 3000 came on stage and said the South got something to say,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to be the cue that every place in the South we was going to start hearing what
They don't-
Mississippi could offer, like more
You know
David
what?
Banner
Virginia
action.
people identify more with Baby New York
Yeah.
because during the whole Coke game, that's
It's not but New York is out
Yeah.
there.
you already know.
And there you
You
go.
know?
And the
Oh,
Deep
yeah.
South don't identify with Virginia as the South, even though it is the South. But
Yeah.
when you go Deep South, they want to identify Virginia.
And then because you're a military installation, basically, you have so many people from out of town, so it's a whole different energy. It's not just local energy. You got a whole bunch of people transferring
It's a mountain
because they're in the military. I get it.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to identify. I could go do some ATO shit. Oh, this some there's some Miami shit. Oh, this some LA shit. I can't really say. Oh, there's some
VA shit.
VA shit.
Yeah.
Missy thing is Missy changed the mold. Timberland changed the mold. Like Missy made it like you don't have to be this bad chick with curves to be successful as an artist.
Right.
Because her talent outweighed all of that shit.
And her creativity.
Right.
You understand?
Shout to Missy.
Right.
Big
Shout out
shout
to Missy. Like Missy,
Right.
she really paved the way for what's the girl name?
Chica?
No,
No, that was good. I know.
Lizzo?
Lizzo.
Lizzo,
Yeah.
She paid away for people like Lizzo
Right.
all day. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, you got to be this bad chick with these curves and this ass and
I say Latifah.
Yeah.
nah.
Tifa wasn't talking the same shit Missy was.
No, I'm just talking. No. We're not,
Nasty.
Right.
Like, I'm a big girl. I'll give it to you. I'm gonna sit this on your face.
Facts. You going in?
we weren't discussing content. We were talking image. Latifah kept her clothes on. And she was a
Latifah was a good looking. She was a good looking woman though.
Missy was good looking.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
The queen had a masculine energy too at that time.
It's okay.
I didn't look
Still
at that.
look good.
Yeah,
She looked great.
Yeah.
I think that is forceful.
But
Is she
she looked like somebody that would punch me in the face.
And she incorporated
Did you see her in
singing.
Chicago?
Maybe
Did you see her in Chicago?
Yeah, she looked great.
Yeah, bro.
She looked great.
And she incorporated singing and rapping like Missy went on.
Yeah,
That's why.
as a female artist, you have to do both.
Do you? You can't rap and just be a female
You
rapper?
know, like Jean Grey, Bahamadia.
Yeah.
They're still known as greats.
No,
Raspberry.
they're cool, but they're not mentioned amongst Lauryn Hills and fucking Missy Elliott's. That's two. There's levels of everything.
Right.
Shout out to Jean Grey.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she's less than, but the music didn't translate to that.
All right, we kind of getting off track.
Back to the Okay,
music.
so
back to the road.
Mr. Cheeks
Evolution
is going.
of the humble moss.
Yeah, Mr. Cheeks.
Mr. Cheeks.
Finish that. I didn't
Fucking
know.
with Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, Tevin Campbell.
Shout out to Jay Brown. Jay Brown was my man at the time.
Right.
Jay Brown was working for Quest Records. Quincy Jones label. Tevin Campbell signed to Quincy Jones. So he needed a remix. Jay Brown lined it up. I went to LA. Then went to Pacific Studios. I did the remix.
You gotta name that tune, bro.
Well,
Losing all control.
No, I want him to say. You gotta start naming your shit, bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. But you know, that's how that went down.
Mm.
My
Okay.
man, like I said, manager time with Quest Records.
Got a lot of R&B under your belt that I don't think people recognize you for.
Yeah.
A lot of R&B.
But you told me earlier that a lot of these records, you were in the studio with the artist.
Absolutely.
We don't really hear that too much anymore.
Nah.
What are your favorite moments being in the studio for artists, and who was artists?
Well, like I said, I really learned a lot from working with Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing how she got out. Like, Missy would do 3 records in a day. Like, written and sung. 3 records. And that's not like it when you fucking with artists a lot of times. Like, it's been times I've been in a session with somebody for 2 days.
Enough.
And the beat playing loud speakers for 2 days straight, and the motherfucker get half a verse.
Yeah.
She really tapped in.
Man, Missy, she's a machine.
So three is good.
3 songs written and sung,
Fully fleshed out.
fully fleshed out. Like, bro, that's kind of unheard of on some R&B shit. You don't run into that.
Yeah.
Quality.
What records did you do with her?
We did records for Tania. It's a song called "I Can't Go for That."
Right.
This record, Total, the Bink soundtrack. I think that's about it right there.
Did you connect with Aaliyah?
Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Me and Mitch did do a record with Aaliyah called "I've Been Around the World." That one came out.
Damn, where's it now?
Facts. I was about to say, who got to do?
Where's that shit now?
She was a beautiful.
Drake got that one too.
She was a beautiful soul, man. Like, real talk. Aaliyah was.
What was it?
No, she was just super cool. Like, at the time, she was with Dame.
Right.
Like, at that time, I was with Free from 106 at the time.
Oh, you guys.
You were free was
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
together?
Yeah, at that time.
Very believe that was super casual.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Let's just have a beer.
Yeah, I was
Everybody wanted
I was with free. From what I was saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm married now, as you see. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But,
Nice.
Shout out to my wife.
Yeah, he couldn't. couldn't do that.
I see it.
He couldn't put no type of excitement behind.
No sauce.
But,
Humble
Right. Right.
me and Dame, I make maybe one of the only few people that would joke with Dame. Dame would bully niggas on some joking shit.
Right.
Maybe one of the only people that would go at it on that shit.
Is that why you don't play the pause game anymore?
No, I mean, I told Freaking them like from day one, like, bro, I'm not doing this policy in my house. I'm not in here trying to prove I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you this beat is hard, you think about dick. Let's be real. I'm thinking about beats. You think about dick.
I know you got a lot of backlash for that.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, nigga.
You know, Damon them niggas, they do that all the time.
I'm saying beat is hard.
Them hard niggas, they do that.
We not that bad.
The whole time
we not that bad.
all you hear is somebody back and say, "Hey, yo."
Yeah.
That shit funny though. That shit hilarious though.
Like, yo, I'm not doing this shit with you niggas.
You know why they laughing? They laughing because get 1, 2, and 3.
All day. You play 2, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
You caught me one time, bro.
Yes, you did. You play 2.
Now I got to
play 2.
Listen.
I did that shit because y'all niggas.
Don't leave it in the comments.
Yeah,
it's a hypocrite.
y'all niggas wouldn't leave it.
I was like splat. You was like, oh, whoa,
Listen,
wait a minute.
Yeah, no, you had to because you kept fucking with me in the episode.
hell no.
We don't
now
We got you after that.
Now you don't remember the time. When somebody say they don't play, we don't really go crazy
think
like
about
that.
it. It's some genius shit that a gay nigga did that make you talk about dick all day.
No, it's not.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. It's not. I done broke this shit down before.
Oh, whoa, wait, calm down.
You got two things about dick.
No.
Hell no.
Not that.
That's not a fact.
Not that.
That's not a fact.
Yo, if I say, yo, you gotta stay on top of that. Hey, yo,
Pause.
dick.
That's crazy.
Dick. I'm not thinking about dick. I'm thinking about what we talking about.
No, but you don't run right. It's just
that was a pause.
Listen.
You gotta pause that.
Listen. Let me explain this pause thing. Let me explain the pause thing, right? All right. In the earlier years, you know, coming out of the closet was taboo. So a lot of the guys that was in the closet would speak with innuendo to kind of like drop hints on what team they was playing for.
Okay.
So if you wasn't playing for that team, you'd be like, pause. Just suddenly like, I don't play for that team. You know what I mean? You can stop talking about, you know what I mean?
That was
What you
beautiful.
saying?
That was beautiful.
No, but it's true.
That's true. That's the
Like earlier, but we understand. You don't play like that.
But listen, Rocafella Records started this shit. Rocafella.
Right. No, they didn't start.
Rocafella started the pause shit. Nobody else was talking about no pause.
Jay-Z started it.
Jay-Z
Jay-Z
started
started.
pause.
Yes, he did.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Fill me on this. Your pause.
Pause started Rocafella.
Fill me on this one. Pause. Oh, that was like 9-5, 9-6.
Run DMC started that day. Run DMC started that.
Right.
No, but they wasn't talking about that.
Real
This
shit.
song. They
Yo,
said-
96, man, nobody was saying pause.
No,
Nah, niggas was saying pause. Niggas was saying pause.
No, negative.
Nah,
Can we? Are we saying? Okay, wait. I think I see. Are we saying that Rocafella put it on the map?
I've never heard nobody talk about no pause.
But it might have been. It might have been happening locally. Is what I think.
All right, so let me put it this way. It wasn't pause. Dudes was just straight out saying, yo, that was wild gay what you just said. Like, they was just saying, you know what I mean? Like, yo, son, that was wild gay what you just said. You know what I mean?
Words.
Like earlier when you said Teddy Riley, you know, he went surgery on my ass. Like, we didn't pause you on.
Yeah, we
let you rock. We let you rock, son.
Once again, why you think about dick?
That's not.
Why we there?
Oh, God. Why is it my sister?
Why we there? My point. Period. Again, a gay nigga did some genius shit.
Oh, it's over.
Came up with this game.
No, it was not.
Homosexual niggas
So you
think
saying
about dick all day.
Nah,
Nah,
that's not it.
I don't believe that.
Bro,
What you think? I don't believe that.
Am I lying?
Leave it in the comments.
Am I lying? Come on.
Get the fuck out of here, Vaughn.
Leave it in the comments. Never pause nobody. Leave it in the comments.
Listen, play pause.
That sounds crazy, right?
Pause don't make you gay. All right?
It absolutely.
You know, we heard shit.
But especially in the industry,
that was crazy.
you know, you gotta kind of be careful when people saying certain things. That's
All
all
I
I'm
said
saying.
was tell everybody with the surgery on my head.
Oh, I ain't say nothing about that. We was quiet.
We kept
See,
it. We kept it.
run back.
We kept it. Well, we didn't do nothing. We let you rock, bro. We was like, nah.
Hey yo, his hand dropped. He like, stop saying it. Like, why he keeps saying it? Because I'm not thinking about dick. That's why I keep saying it. Because that's the last thing a nigga like me is thinking about.
Get him big.
I'm trying to tell you.
Get him big.
Get off my face.
Get him big.
So when you in the room with a dude and he just keeps saying pause lines and at the end of the night he waits for it, then you gonna learn. No, I should have said pause. I should have said pause. Bro,
Stop saying that.
I'm telling you.
Oh, anyway, you should leave the room. If there's a possibility of that happening, you in the wrong room. You should have left the room a long time ago.
I'm telling you.
Wait, so I want to know, just to bring it back.
Y'all crazy, man.
I want to bring it back to the music, right?
Right.
All right, so you said Jay Brown. You gonna catch it like a bro.
You gotta that's what that shit.
You don't get him because he said he don't play. All of a sudden, he
did it.
He trying to play this up.
During dreads.
Absolutely.
He did it during dreads.
No, absolutely.
Nah, he wasn't here before.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you did.
Because
Somebody
I fight
said
back.
something,
I
you was
can't.
like,
Y'all fight back. Y'all keep fucking with me. What do you think I'm gonna do?
All right.
Of course I'm gonna hit back.
Let's get back to
All right, so please, Jay Brown was. You said Jay Brown.
Jay Brown was the man
one time, right?
Yes.
Right.
So was he your link to Rocafella?
Absolutely.
How did that happen?
That Hard Knock Life tour, right?
Mhm.
They had an intro to the tour where they in the back of this police van with the jumpers on.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They need
He
somebody.
was on backstage.
They need somebody to score. Right? He convinced them to let me try. So I go in Enterprise Studios in LA and I do a beat and sound effects and everything for the shit, and they loved it. Right? So that was the intro to the show for Hard Knock Life.
For the whole tour.
For the whole tour.
Right.
But Beans heard it and was like, yo, I need that beat. And that beat ended up being Ride for My Niggas.
Ride for my niggas.
That part.
Die for my niggas.
It became that. So that's the beat I had done for
Right.
Joe. So that was my introduction to Rocafella. Being the first guy that I produced for.
Right.
Then after that, I did a Raw and Uncut.
Born on cut for all the bitches and hoes. First time
Absolutely.
seeing might hurt your nose.
On the Star Survivors, how it goes. Yeah. So
Right.
that right there was my intro to doing records on Rocafella.
So now it gets to, all right, so now the truth comes out. After the truth came out, you have Bleak drop the album, and then the Dynasty comes. So how did you get into the room for those 100 hustlers and you, him, me, and her?
Okay, here's an issue for you. I am the first guy ever to record in Baseline Studios.
First, I took the plastic off that shit.
I gave them their first PO from Ledger Records. It's from me.
Wow.
Asked OG1, his
Shout out
wife,
to OG1.
his wife Desiree. I gave them the first 30-day PO from Ledger Records. I was in there working on Mocha, which was Missy artists. Right? Abram wasn't finished yet. I was still in construction. So the Abram got finished while I'm working, doing my 30 days. So I'm in there and I'm doing this beat for Mocha. And I got the beat banging and the beat and shit. And I turn around, Hov in the room. And whenever you get Hov doing us, got him. He start rapping to himself, it's a rap.
Right.
So he's, woo, you play with bring that shit in the A room. Which was you, me, him, and her.
Wow.
That beat was actually for Mocha.
Wow.
Wow. I couldn't hear that.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
So
Did she know
You
that?
can't hear with anybody after that. Yeah, that's a
was-
fact.
But my engineer was like, yo, no, so the mom, I mean, you heard what the man said, take that 2 inch off.
Right.
Take that shit to April,
Right.
man. It's crazy. So yeah, the whole one there did his verse, and it was just his verse for probably about 3-4 months
Wow.
before anybody had their verses to it. Because Dynasty was actually supposed to be a compilation album.
Yeah. Right.
But the doper the album became, the more it became a whole album.
Right.
So that's why you see everybody's picture or the artwork on it, that's supposed to be like some firm shit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. That's what Dynasty is supposed to be.
So you were creating these beats in Baseline, like 100 Hustles, or were you creating it somewhere else and bringing it back, or
I had a studio in my house.
Even in New York? Were you
No, I had a
in New
studio
York?
in my house in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I built a studio in my basement in my hacking site. But that's why when you see Kanye's documentary, you don't see a lot of me.
Right.
Because I'm big on ear hustle. So I don't like people hearing what the fuck I'm doing. So I kept it crib. Once my 30 days was up and that PO with Baseline, I took it back to Jersey.
Right.
And never came back to Baseline. So that's why you didn't see me in the documentary. But of course, me, Kanye, and Jess was all through most of all the albums.
Nah, up until that point, at that point, was Jay-Z the biggest artist that you worked with?
Absolutely. Bro, I have been doing beats for maybe like 5 years prior to that.
Right.
And once I did, Jay-Z was like, who is this nigga? It's like,
Shit.
nigga, I've been doing this shit for 5 years, but it didn't matter. It's like he overshadowed all of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so.
Right.
And Hard Knock Life was out already. He already sold 5 mil. He was huge by that time.
So what was it like being in the Rocafella days? Because, you know, to this day, any clips talking about those times, it's almost like it's automatic viral because people were so invested in all of those artists' careers and the relationship with the CEOs, everything, that they just love that shit.
I mean, for whatever reason, Blueprint was one of the most highly anticipated albums of that time. So, knowing I had records on that album and hearing everybody just like, yo, Blueprint. But I didn't know where I was on the album for real. They used to do this shit at Baseline called Keep It Real Thursday or Keep It Real Tuesday, some shit like that. And that's when producers would come from all over the planet and come in, and because in Baseline it was a little lounge area, the pool table was at.
Yeah.
They had this big boom box. You play your beat with the boom box first. Now, if it's good enough, they take it back to the A room. They play it back to the A room.
Right.
So the day I came to play my shit, just so happened they were already in the A room. And Jay was playing the album, and then he had done up to that point. So just keep in mind, he's playing Girls, Song Cry, Takeover. He's playing all these records. Now I gotta come play my beats out of this shit.
Wait a minute, you had to hit Takeover before it dropped?
Absolutely, like you gotta understand. I was Rocafella family at this time, so we was doing records every night. You know what I'm saying? So we recording joints like that's in-house shit. That's in-house knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So he had everybody in the studio that night. Everybody was there. Like all his people, all the artists were there. He was just playing the album, just seeing, just checking the room. That's how you do. As an artist, you try to read the temperature of the room, like what people feeling. So I had to play my beats after that shit.
No pressure though.
No pressure.
No pressure. Just
You basically completed the album, man.
Yeah, but I never played or gave hold more than 5 beats at a time. So I came to Baseline that night with 5 beats. And I ended up with 3 on the album.
Rule is
The
back.
other 2 were the state property.
The Rule is back. Mama loves me.
We gotta rewind because I'm gonna need some more details on all that shit, bro. I'm gonna need some more details. We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
It's hot for trap turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.